Hey guys, welcome to another lesson for the raw beginner. This is a note reading lesson again on the 5th string and in that territory on your guitar. What I'm doing here is introducing note reading from scratch on the 5th string of the guitar. Normally, and in my previous lessons, we started on the 1st string. Hal Leonard, Mel Bay, all the books will start with that. They'll show you where the E is on the 1st string of the guitar, show you how to read it, and work from there. Over time, about 20 or 30 lessons in, you'll have worked your way down, reading on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th string, etc. In this strategy, what I do, and I've done with several students, is rather than going through the Mel Bay in that order, or the Hal Leonard, I'll start on the 5th string. The reason being, it's an A string. We can just learn that. You can learn that string 5 is A, and that's where we're starting. Or you can have learned that your string names are Eddie, A, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie, E, A, D, G, B, E. Then we started reading on that A string. Go back a couple of lessons to the ABCs and Joshua Fought the Battle to look at how to read that note if you need to. If you go back to beginning on guitar or starting guitar, you can start reading on the E, B, G strings, etc. and find these as we get up to blues bass and Joshua Fought the Battle, where we're playing on that 5th string again. Right now though, I'm working on that string and working away from it. Another strategy that utilizes this is even when we've done all those strings, what I'll do many times is, because we need more work on the 5th string and the 4th string, is I'll bring songs that we've already learned down to play there. I did that with Clair de la Lune last time as an introductory song, but even if you'd learned it once up on this string, it'd be very good later on in life to put it down on the 5th string and utilize that same learning procedure down here. And that's what we're doing here. Either we're starting out with the 5th string, or you can use those songs as reinforcements to play more and more on these strings than the books will allow, using songs that you learned before. The song we're doing now is the ubiquitous Ode to Joy. In your note reading, we're up high enough now that we're at the bottom of the staff on the line. Every good boy deserves fudge. That's an E note, the first lined note of the staff. That E note is on the 4th string, 2nd fret. So you see 2 E's and you play the 4th string twice. You move from E up 1 unit, from 1 line up to the first space. That's F then. A, B, C, D, E, F. F would be a little higher than E. It's also the first space in the word face. F-A-C-E gives you the notes in spaces. Every good boy deserves fudge. E is in the mnemonic for lines. F-A-C-E, F is in the mnemonic for spaces. And F's are right beside E's. So we play 2 E's, and then right beside it the F. 4th string, 2nd fret E, 3rd fret F. And then you're up to the next note higher than F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It must be the G. G is your 3rd string open. Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie. Notice how these mnemonics all weave together. Your lines are Every good boy deserves fudge. Your spaces are face. Your strings are Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie. Keep them straight. Study them and memorize them. Don't allow yourself just to be vaguely familiar and then end up confusing them. So we're on the G now. That's representative of the 3rd string open. So 2 E's, an F, and a G. That's most of the song. We've got 5 notes in this song and there's 3 of them. E, E, F, G. In the next bar you see we're coming back down that scale. G, F, E, and then something lower than E. In the previous 2 lessons we've learned that that's a D. Obviously if it's lower than E, it's a D. And D is the open 4th string. So under the staff, down under the staff, D for down. Down under the staff is the D note, and it's open. So I'm starting again. When you're starting to read a song, that's how you do it. You start over and over again. E, E, F, G, come back down. G, F, E, D. Okay, go up a scale from E, E, F, G, and back down from G. G, F, E, D. Now we're lower than D. We've gone a little lower than it, and we've had to utilize that ledger line through it. What's lower than D? But a C. How do you go lower than an open 4th string? You go onto the 5th string at the 3rd fret. A little higher up from the lowest version of the 5th string gets you close to the D, but still lower. So C's at the 3rd fret. F was 3rd fret of the 4th string. C is 3rd fret of the 5th string. E, F, higher G, G, F, E, D, low C. And we've got a pair of them. And back up the scale. D, E, E, and down under the staff are those 2 D notes. So that's your first line. You already know it on the 1st string if you've done the course before. And now we're an octave lower. That was a high E, now we're on this low E. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. The double line with the double dots you've seen before, that's a repeat. That means come back and do it again. Once again, you could have a rudiment book, you could learn your rudiments and your basics for music, or you could play this song and realize, oh, when I played that song I had to play this line twice, I had to repeat it, therefore that thing at the end must be the repeat sign telling me to do so. But I don't play this EDD again. I was supposed to play DCC. Oh, look at this. The first time I play the part that says number 1, this bar. After I repeat, I play again, but I don't play ending 1 again, I play ending 2. Oops, I just told you what it's called, ending 1 and ending 2. Again, you don't have to memorize that from a list of musical terms. You can learn it here in context. The first time you play that ending, the second time this ending. That's your first ending, this is your second. So E's, F, G, G, F, E, D, and C. Ending 1. Repeat, start again. Ending 2 instead of ending 1. You skip ending 1 for 2. So there's D and your 2 low C's again. As I mentioned all through the beginner course, this is written in a hymnal style. This era would write AABA songs. So we played this phrase basically twice. That's an A section. Here it goes again. Slight variation. Now we're on a B section, different notes. So we'll work through that. We're down under the staff. That's our D, which is 4th string open. Step up to E, 2nd fret. So go above the D and drop down to the C below it. In both the last 2 songs, I talked about how C's and E's get linked a lot. They were in Joshua Fought the Battle, and they were in Au Clair de la Lune. They're in many more songs where they go together. That's because they belong in a C chord together. So practice those. C to E, E to C, C, E, C, E, C, E. And then check it out again. D, D, E, C. Basically the same thing again. D, D, E, C, D. Go up the scale, E, F, but E, C again. So these 2 bars are very similar. They both start on D, they both end on E, C. This has a D as a 2nd note though, and this rushes in with 8th notes, the E and the F. So that one is open, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, and C on the 3rd fret. D, D, E, C, D, E, F, E, C. The next bar is identical. D, E, F, E. No, it's not. It ends on D instead of C. Okay, same bar, but one ends on C, one on D. So here's one ending on C. 3rd fret C. Next time it goes to D. Okay, well that's handy. First bar ends on C, second bar on C, next on D. First 2 bars are identical except we speed up beat 2, playing on E, F instead of D. 3rd bar is the exact same as that, except it ends on D instead of C. Those little variations are how I memorize songs. D, D, E, C, D with the variation, E, F, E, C. Same thing, D, E, F, E, but end on D. And then 3 more notes, C to D to this G that we learned previously in Au Clair de la Lune. It's under the C. So we got F's at the 3rd fret of the 4th string, C at the 3rd fret of the 5th string, G at the 3rd fret of the 6th string. G is down below the 2nd ledger line. As we work our way down, C's on one ledger line, B would be below it. Our Joshua Fought the Battle note is on the 2nd ledger line. We need 2 lines under the staff to get to an A, and then if we go below the A to a G, we go under that staff. So 3rd fret C, open 4th string D, 3rd fret G. And as we saw in the last song, we can use a DC L Coda or DC L Finet we used last time. DC means da capo, that's your head, so go back to the top. First time we did ending 1, second time we do ending 2. Last time we see that it tells us to go to the coda, so we jump to the coda. And the coda then is identical to ending 2. It was just easier to make it a coda rather than to say play this again. So we do the A section that ends on ending 1. Then we do it again because of the repeat sign, end on ending 2. Go to the B section, play this new material until it says DC, da capo, el coda. Da capo is back to the beginning. Play along till it says to coda and jump to the coda to finish. So there again, without sitting and memorizing abstractly what all these things mean, you learn them in the context of the song. You learn what a repeat sign looks like because it's the thing telling you to repeat. You learn what a coda is because you have to use it to get your ending. Codas are endings. So let's try her out nice and slow. You're going to have to practice note by note, bar by bar, over and over. But now let's say you've done so, and let's play this guy nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Ending 2. The D note. Low G. Start again. Jump to coda, identical to ending 2. That's it. That's all I want to do. Whether you started on the high notes and you're trying to master the lower strings, or you're doing your reading from the lower strings, that kind of exercise will really help you, especially to ingrain the fact that we're playing alphabetically. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That the guitar is actually laid out in an alphabetical sequence. Take her easy, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.